Greetings, citizens of the world. Donald Trump has been controversially called on to issue a pardon to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks as one of his first acts as President of the United States of America when he is sworn in January. Trump and Assange have become united throughout the presidential election, with many believing that the WikiLeaks hacked emails from the Hillary Clinton campaign have caused enough damage to her run for president, that it has helped Trump into the White House. Assange is currently held up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he has been attempting to avoid extradition to the U.S. on federal charges since 2012, but a pardon from Trump could finally see him freed. The Express reports, WikiLeaks has long sought to expand privacy rights and has strongly opposed secret wiretaps, drone strikes, and the Guantanamo Bay prison facility. Mr. Trump, on the other hand, has suggested closing up the internet and had often wondered aloud whether the U.S. should consider using nuclear weapons more often. However, despite their differences, the two men have been brought together by the race for the White House. Thousands of private emails from Hillary Clinton's campaign chair John Podesta were leaked, soon after the leak of a video of Mr. Trump making vulgar comments about women in 2005. Mr. Assange claims he wanted to change the conversation, but as Mr. Trump continued to be accused of sexism, several extra batches of emails were released, with WikiLeaks promising more leaks. Now Trump supporters, who are still celebrating his historic win last night that saw him secure 279 votes in the Electoral College, say the WikiLeaks activist should be pardoned for helping to bring home the victory. It would be an unprecedented and controversial move as Mr. Assange is facing an arrest warrant for allegations of rape in Sweden. Hundreds of social media users have gone online to demand Mr. Trump takes action immediately to pardon the activist, who remains holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. James Thomas said, "Julian Assange is a hero. Trump should pardon and make him press secretary." Patrick Seville said, "Mr. Trump, now show some real balls and pardon Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning, and most of all your chief campaigner Julian Assange." Twitter user Chris Ostemos said, "Has Trump been in touch with Julian Assange about a possible pardon? I think many would be happy to lobby him for one." Duke Rivers tweeted, "Mr. President-elect Trump, may I make a suggestion? Pardon Assange. The value of his work is clear by now." Justin Pettikshow said, "Julian Assange and his team have earned a pardon from President Trump. None of this would have been possible without WikiLeaks. Thank you." Walter Krumholz said, "Trump ought to pardon Assange and drop all charges against him, invite him to America if he chooses. Truth will out." Multiple threads dedicated to Mr. Assange receiving a pardon have also been created on discussion forum Reddit. User Fluffy Bunny Hugs said, "And while he has the pen in hand, pardon Snowden too. They have both performed a great service to the American people and should be lauded as heroes. I think a ticker tape parade is in order." Corrupt Clinton said, "I was thinking about this earlier. Republicans have a history of going after whistleblowers. However, Julian clearly helped his cause and Trump is a loyal guy, supposedly. Julian is a hero, not a criminal." Another added, "I really hope Trump pardons whistleblowers like Assange, Snowden, etc. It would be a great moment in U.S. history." Supporters have even set up a petition calling for the pardon to go ahead as soon as possible, with more than 230 people signing in the last 13 hours. It reads, "Julian Assange has been persecuted and harried by the very people he has sought to expose for their lies and deceptions against the people of the world. Mr. Assange has shone a bright light on the corruption of those who presume to rule us. We believe Mr. Assange must be granted a presidential pardon absolving him of any crimes alleged against him. He is a hero and must be honored as such. It is unclear how supporters expect Trump to pardon Mr. Assange, who is hiding from extradition from a European arrest warrant." In a statement released yesterday, Mr. Assange's organization defended the release of the Clinton emails, which came at a crucial point in the White House race. The FBI subsequently launched an investigation into Mrs. Clinton that was later dropped. WikiLeaks said, "We had information that fit our editorial criteria which related to the Sanders and Clinton campaign, DNC leaks, and the Clinton political campaign and foundation, Podesta emails. No one disputes the public importance of these publications. It would be unconscionable for WikiLeaks to withhold such an archive from the public during an election. At the same time, we cannot publish what we do not have. To date, we have not received information on Donald Trump's campaign, or Jill Stein's campaign, or Gary Johnson's campaign, or any of the other candidates that fulfills our stated editorial criteria.